Hey guys, I hope all is well. Thank you for joining me for this Truth Talk episode. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Tory Lanez and the Meg Thee Stallion situation. Let's get right into it. As of recently, Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion have been in the spotlight for their trial that started a couple days back. Many people, including myself, were waiting for this trial to begin as I wanted the truth to be revealed about what truly happened on that night 2 years ago. Back in 2020, as most of you already know, Meg Thee Stallion accused Tory of an unbelievable crime. So unbelievable that so many people just don't seem to believe it. Meg claimed that on the night of July 12th, she got into an altercation with Tory after she called his music whack. Tory got upset at Meg and things went too far, with Tory choosing to let go on Meg as she was walking away from him, striking her on her foot. The police would end up arresting Tory that night, charging him with weapon charges. Tory would pay a $35,000 bail and be released. At the beginning, Meg was keeping hush-hush about the entire situation, even initially reporting that the reason her foot was injured was because she stepped on glass. It wasn't until sometime later that Meg started accusing Tory. Meg said that she initially didn't tell the police what really happened that night because she didn't want nothing to happen to Tory. She claimed that she was looking out for Tory and didn't want him to get arrested, but felt that Tory was being dishonest about the situation on social media. Meg would then choose to press charges on Tory, letting the world know what she claims really happened on that night. In my opinion, Meg's story never made much sense to me, as it had too many inconsistencies. For example, it was reported that Meg was walking away from Tory when the incident happened, indicating that there was no way Meg could have actually seen Tory doing anything. It was also reported that Meg got back in the car with Tory after Tory allegedly did that to her, which again just doesn't add up. Realistically, if someone I was riding with did something to me, I wouldn't be willingly getting back in the car with them. It just doesn't make any sense. Meg was also seen dancing at the club shortly after the incident happened, which again doesn't make any sense if you recently suffered a foot injury. If we also add up the fact that Meg previously told the police that she got injured by stepping on glass, which is now proven to be a complete lie, and the fact that Meg also lied when she did the interview with Gayle King, where Gayle King asked her if she had a relationship with Tory, and she said no, that they were just friends, you start to see that Meg's word can't really be taken as the truth. Meg has chosen to lie about this situation already on 2 occasions, and in my opinion, it seems that she might be lying about the entire situation. This still leaves the question, what really happened on that night after Kylie Jenner's party? There is one theory that's floating around that many people believe might have taken place that night. What some people think happened now was that Tory wasn't at all who did that to Meg. Some people actually think that it was no other than Meg's best friend who was in attendance that night that really did that to Meg, and now they're pinning it all on Tory. The night the incident happened, Tory, Meg, and Meg's best friend were all attending Kylie Jenner's party. Meg was under the influence and acting out way too much for Kylie's liking, which got all 3 of them kicked out of the party. They all left the party in Tory's car, who was driven by Tory's security guard. At some point during the car ride, an argument broke out between Tory Lanez, Meg, and Meg's best friend. The reason the argument broke out was because Meg's best friend was jealous due to the fact that Meg had a relationship with Tory behind her back after she had already had a relationship with Tory first. Tory was caught in the middle of the argument, and then things escalated between the 2 women. This is when the car stopped and all 3 got out and the incident started. Allegedly, the argument ended up physical, with Meg's best friend being the one who let go on Meg. It's alleged that when Tory saw Meg's friend grab onto it, he tried to wrestle it away from her and it went off. This honestly makes a lot more sense than what Meg is claiming. If this is what really happened, then it better explains why Meg's story has changed so many times. In my opinion, I think this is half of the truth of what happened that night, as I feel there's way more to the story that most people aren't aware of. In my opinion, I do believe Meg's friend played the role and was the one who actually let go on Meg, but I don't think it was in a jealous rage. I believe Tory really didn't let go on Meg, and it was actually a setup by Meg and her best friend. See, right around this time this incident happened, Tory had just started his independent music journey, and he refused to re-sign to the major labels. Also, right around this time, Tory started to get more popular than ever after his 2020 online Instagram show. Tory was setting himself up to have a very successful and lucrative career, getting rid of the label who took the majority of his profits. Now Tory was going to be able to fully profit off his hard work and no longer had to be a puppet to the labels. Tory's former record label, Interscope Records, didn't want Tory to leave them, as they knew Tory was going to make tons of money that they felt they were entitled to. I believe that once Tory refused to sign back to Interscope, it made him a target. In my opinion, it appears Meg was sent by her record label to sabotage Tory and eventually end his music career and freedom. The reason for this is control. Tory wanted to free himself from the industry's control while still being a hot artist with tons of influence. This made Tory a liability for the industry. You may be saying that Meg and Tory weren't even signed to the same label, as Meg is signed to Def Jam and Tory was signed to Interscope. The thing is, Def Jam and Interscope are essentially one and the same, as they're both labels under the major record label UMG, Universal Music Group, one of the 3 labels that control the music industry. Interscope and Def Jam are UMG labels, meaning that Tory leaving Interscope was still costing UMG money, who owns both of the labels. In my opinion, Meg's story isn't quite believable. It just has too many holes in the story, and with the lack of evidence provided against Tory, I have to say her story just seems made up. But Tory is telling a complete different story, a story that to me sounds much more believable and explains why the industry seemed to have turned their back on him before he was even found guilty. See, Tory claims that the record labels have been trying to get rid of him, and this seems to be what's truly happening. I do not find it coincidental that Tory would get accused of this by Meg just months after he refused to re-sign to Interscope Records and choose to go fully independent. We already know how powerful UMG is. Tory found a way to outsmart the label and is now paying the ultimate price. I have already proven that Meg is just another Masonic puppet, doing whatever she's instructed to. A puppet, just like we recently saw in ASAP's new music video. The record labels control these puppets however they see fit and make them do whatever they desire. Understanding the power of the record label is important. If they wanted Tory out of the picture, it would be easy as swatting a fly. The label wasn't about to let Tory make all that money independently and separate himself from the oath he took when he signed that deal. In my opinion, it seems that Meg might have been instructed to act in the way she did, going along with his story created to bring Tory down. We all remember what happened after Meg came out accusing Tory. Her career skyrocketed to a level only awarded to those who best serve the agenda. She received tons of praise from the music industry and has won 3 Grammys and several VMA awards. Megan became an even bigger superstar, signing a lucrative brand deal with the fast food restaurant Popeyes. In my opinion, Megan was clearly rewarded for her actions, while Tory was pretty much kicked out of the mainstream music industry and most likely blacklisted by UMG. I believe Tory knew the industry would be after him after he decided to go his own way. Tory knew that separating himself from the agenda would make the higher-ups come down on him, as this is what he claims himself.
I get a call from Rock Nation that says, yo, we heard you're gonna make a statement about what happened, and it'd be in your best interest if you don't make that statement. So I'm like, oh, okay, I don't understand what the issue of me telling my fans, like, yo, look, it's not that serious of a deal. I went to jail for whatever this is. Like, I didn't get for that 2 days why that was an issue. 2 days later, the TMZ report come out. All of a sudden, the affiliates of her circle start pointing like little subliminal fingers, like count your days and like, I won't be.
As you heard for yourself, Tory believed that Rock Nation was trying to manipulate him into looking guilty. He claims that they called him and tried to scare him into not giving a statement, just so that they would be able to give a statement on their part first, establishing the narrative of the story. Tory claims this left him confused, but he knew that they were after him. He also claimed that the record labels were trying to silence him, and we already know this is a tactic used by the major record labels. This is exactly what Tory seems to be rapping about in his song called Praise the Most High. In the song, not only does Tory send praise to God, but he also proclaims his innocence and tells the world that the devil wants his soul, but he has beat him. In the song he raps, "Devil wants my soul, I beat him 1,000 times in a row. Couple weeks ago, he threw his best shots." Tory also talks about how the labels are after him because he chose to remain independent. He rapped, "As soon as I got my masters back, they want to chatter. Now I'm independent. They won't fend it. White labels trying to turn black folks against me." Tory knows that the labels weren't going to let him walk away free. He also raps in a song, "But I came in here with a purpose. I ain't around for clout. Illuminati trying to get me, but I'm the one they're gonna spare like a Britney." Tory is openly telling the world through his music that this is all happening for trying to break free from the record labels. He's openly letting the world know the Masons are responsible for what he is going through at the moment. They're trying to get rid of him right in front of our faces. The labels had to make sure Tory's fans turned on him so no one would support him, and for the most part, their plans worked. Just like we saw with Michael Jackson, who I just spoke about recently, the industry went after Tory for trying to stand up to them. In my opinion, I believe there's a strong chance Tory might be found guilty, even after all of Megan's inconsistencies. It's clear that they're trying to get rid of Tory, and they have all the power to make it happen. Lawyers who are talking about the situation online believe Tory is in good shape. As to them, it appears Meg doesn't have a strong case. We are just going to have to wait and see what this entire situation turns into. Well, that's it for this episode. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I just wanted to give a special shout out to the Truth Movement members. I truly appreciate every single one of you. If you'd like to further support the channel, join the Truth Movement, or you can join me on Patreon where I drop exclusive videos monthly. The link would be in the description. Another way you can further support the channel is by checking out the Truthfist store and seeing if you find anything you like. Every purchase you make helps with the funding of Truth Records. The link to the Truthfist store is also in the description. Also, please leave a comment on your thoughts on this video and on any future topics you would like to see me cover on my channel. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified of future videos. If you like this video, please leave a like as it helps other people find these videos. You can also find me on TikTok and Instagram and follow me there. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.